What is going on, my Houston Texans family? I have some exciting news. Me, Athletically Declined, and Dave and Buster's are hosting a watch party for night one of the NFL draft, April 24th at Dave and Buster's Houston. The address is on the screen. The address will be in the description down below. There's going to be games, prizes, giveaways, special guest appearances. You guys might have saw my interview with Paul Wall. That was at the last Dave and Buster's events. You don't know who is going to show up, but if you want to watch round one of the NFL draft with other die-hard Houston Texans fans and at a location that has great food, great beer, and an area where your kids can go and let you enjoy the draft, man. That's what's so special about Dave and Buster's. So once again, we are doing a watch party April 24th, round one of the NFL draft. I'm going to try to get other Houston Texans content creators there. I've contacted Houston Texans. I've contacted John Hickman from Locked On Texans. This is going to be a very fun event. Guys, I have a 3-round Houston Texans mock draft for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. But my name is Ruben Calavillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. Please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. So in the first round, pick 25, I went with someone who has been getting a lot of buzz recently for pick 25 to the Houston Texans, and that is Donovan Jackson, guard from Ohio State. He stands at 6'3", 315 pounds. Donovan Jackson is poised to be a top interior offensive lineman in the 2025 NFL Draft, showcasing an impressive resume at Ohio State. At 6'4" and 320 pounds, he combines sharp intelligence, explosive mobility, and powerful strength with solid athleticism and punchy hands. Jackson has all the tools to become a long-term force on an NFL offensive line. Long-term sounds pretty well to me. Now, the reason why we haven't been talking about Donovan Jackson, because he is being projected as a early second-round pick, early day 2. So, why not just take him at 25, take advantage of the fifth-year option that you get on a first-round draft pick, and get yourself, like, Pro Football Network says, a long-term force on an offensive line. When you got a franchise quarterback like C.J. Stroud, you got to do everything in your power to protect him. And hey, if people want to say you reach for Donovan Jackson, but he's able to, protect C.J. Stroud and keep him upright, I have no problem with reaching up and getting him. But Donovan Jackson has been getting a lot of buzz recently as a potential Houston Texans. We took him at pick 25. I mean, when you see where he's ranked like 36, 37, 38. So right in the beginning of the second round. Now, in the second round, I went with Quinshon Judkins, running back from Ohio State. Now, it was reported today by Aaron Wilson, I believe, that Judkins had a top 30 visit with the Houston Texans. One of the trickiest quandaries for talent evaluators in the 2025 NFL draft cycle is ranking two-headed running back tandem at Ohio State. Quinshon Judkins comes in as the second best of the two of our top 10, but he's equally compelling as an early round option. Judkins rode his historic early production to an opportunity with the Buckeyes in 2024, and he was able to win a BCS national championship while sharing touches with Travion Henderson. His production dipped, but his projection remains tantalizing for scouts. At 6 foot, 221 pounds, Judkins is a hyper-energetic short strider with elite burst and searing speed through gaps. He's not an adept creator when things go off script, but when things are on schedule, he's a supercharged carving knife with his keen vision and quick pace. It has been a while since the Houston Texans have used one of their high draft picks on a running back. I think the last one was Deontay Foreman out of Texas. But one thing that I have noticed with general manager Nick Caserio, if he has a top 30 visit, that's one of the players that they have on the board as, hey, these guys can be potential Houston Texans. And we've seen it recently with guys who've met with Nick Caserio in draft classes before. With that being said, look, second round, I know people want to go wide receiver, and you could get that in later rounds. But running back, I think, is something that could be huge for the Houston Texans. Not only short term, right? You get a legit backup running back behind Joe Mixon, but in the future, Quinshon Judkins is going to be your starting running back. Now, in the third round, remember the Houston Texans have 2 selections. With my first pick of them, I went with Alfred Collins, defensive tackle out of Texas. You know D'Amico Ryans was going to get a defensive player with one of these top 100 with one of these top 4 picks in the top 100. But here's what Pro Football Network has to say. Alfred Collins has NFL potential beyond the stat sheet. He has the physical tools to excel on the interior defensive line. While his production could improve, his ability to disrupt opposing offense stands out. Collins struggles on pass rushing downs despite his physical tools, but he is extremely effective as a run defender. His style will not suit every team, so there is a chance he could fall if teams looking for his specific skill set do not take him in certain spots. However, he has the talent to be a top 50 player in the right spot, but it's more likely he slides in round 3 or even day 3 if things fall and do not fall his way. Well, I am taking Alfred Collins with my first selection in the third round. Like they mentioned, a very good run defender, but not that good of a pass rusher. He has time to develop that. We have 2 of the best pass rushers in the NFL, Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter. And to be honest with you, I would say Alfred Collins might start for D'Amico Ryans. And I think your starting front 4 could be Will Anderson Jr., Sheldon Rankins, Alfred Collins, your rookie, and Danielle Hunter. But I am making this happen if I have the opportunity. D'Amico Ryans' defense, it gets better, and it gets young at a position where they haven't had a youth in a while. Now, here we go. My last selection in the third round. I have not selected a wide receiver. I know I'm going to get some hate in the comments for that. And here, I was stuck between 2 players. One of them, Dylan Fairchild, offensive guard out of Georgia. Now, we've taken him before in previous mock drafts, and just imagine a draft where you find 2 starting guards, right? Not only did we take Dylan Fairchild, but we also selected Donovan Jackson out of the Ohio State University. But let's go with someone different. Let's get a wide receiver. Let's not go with Dylan Fairchild. That was who I was originally with. But let's talk about someone who we haven't discussed, and that is Tez Johnson out of Oregon. Now, he is projected to be in that third round spot, but 5'9", 154 pounds. I'm kind of, leaning away towards these smaller built wide receivers, but Tez Johnson is a productive slot wide receiver whose tape generates looks due to his twitchy style of play and high route running IQ. He understands how to work himself open, using a variety of releases and adjusting his stems to best attack each coverage he faces. He's crisp coming out of his cuts and has the agility to make defenders miss after the catch. Though he thrives in shorter routes, he has the speed to take the top off of the defense. Given his smaller stature and lack of ideal physicality, there's always going to be a cap on how high Johnson's ceiling is at the next level. He struggles against pass coverage, and while he can win on the perimeter if he has enough space, his limitations can only take him so far against bigger and stronger cornerbacks. Johnson feels like a potential starting slot receiver at the next level. He probably won't ever be a true wide receiver 1 for an NFL team, but he could certainly be a reliable third or second option for someone's passing attack. His experience as a return man or special teams gives him some additional value as well. Tez Johnson, and he would immediately become a fan favorite. What that name, Tez? Someone's going to end up calling him Taz, Tasmanian Devil. I can already see it. I don't mind this mock draft at all. Donovan Jackson, round 1, guard. You went with Quinshon Judkins, running back, 2nd round. Your 2 selection in the 3rd round, you went Alfred Collins, defensive tackle, and you got yourself another wide receiver in Tez Johnson, a rookie. You guys let me know your thoughts and comments down below. How did I do? Do not forget about the draft party at Dave & Buster's. For more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed